Hi guys, here we are on Part and Parcel Mutation Masters of Midnight with Life Leech, Fear and Short-Sighted. Now, yeah, I did play this with Best Buddy. Now Best Buddy is, of course, one of the strongest, if not the strongest prestige in the game. But this mutation is especially good because of the stat zone and the fact that you can actually spread the stat zone without vision. So you can see that the satellites, now what short-sighted does is reduce the vision by 60%, so only 40% of original vision is left. But I can still spread the stat zone normally, like you'll see that I have vision only this circle, but I can place a satellite over here, so that's a good thing that you can spread satellites. Also, in these kind of conditions, it's good to have stat zone to provide more vision. And Super Gary also is really good against fear, because how fear works is that less health unit has, it's more easily feared. So Statman Best Buddy Super Duper Gary with 2000 HP and also being a flying unit is not likely to be feared so easily. So it's also pretty good. Okay, so standard opener. I'm rushing Super Gary to have him as soon as to have upgrades soon as Gary gets out. And the fear, how it works is fears units for 10 seconds, but heroic units are feared only about 5. So if Super Gary gets feared, it will be scared for only 5 seconds. Okay, I can speed this up a little bit. So I have to say, if you look, some other guys doing solo mutations now. Some people do it. I mean, this is of course done on Magura's map. So some people do it is when they fail something, they just restart from a replay. You can see that this is an arcade, so I can take command. But I'm always kind of playing it fair. So I can't promise I will never do it. Maybe if you get some very hard mutation and I having time, maybe I will do it. But until now, whenever I was recording mutations from a replay, because I couldn't record at the time being played, it was always fair, it was always in one go. So this is also such case, like I did it in one go. Okay, I mean with Stetmann it isn't so hard, but you must not get complacent, because if you're soloing, you may run out of time pretty easy, especially because you're on one side and enemy comes from the other side. You have to defend, and of course in this scenario you cannot split your army, because you cannot rely on army to do the job without Super Gary, because you have that short-sighted and fear, and it's all kind of synergizing, because enemies, your units have to come closer, then they are more susceptible to attacks, and then they get feared, and then they just turn around in fear while enemy is attacking them and life leeching them. So yeah, that's the reason why I decided not to go for short production, not to go for infestors here, because Rogers they don't have a lot of HP, and get scared and just provide a life leech for enemy. So I decided to go full air actually here. I also didn't want to go ultralisk, because ultralisk are melee ground units, so they also would be attacked a lot. Good thing is Balius still has the normal range, so when you wanna fight hybrids, you wanna stick with Balius to keep it alive. Because first of all, if enemy is ground, Balius is really good if you have a spawning hybrid. And spawns units, Balius will, as that area thing that that kills, that is very potent area attack that kills ground units almost instantly, not so with air units, but okay, we have Oracle Void Ray Tempest. I didn't choose the enemy composition, I just of course chose the race because I'm playing on Magura's map. But you get Skytas Tempest, it's kinda okay actually, I mean. For Corruptors, I would have been going for Corruptors anyway. Actually, I would have been going for Broodlords, but I will be going for Broodlords anyways to tank some damage and to provide some vision, which is also pretty good. So, you want to keep Balius alive here and fighting hybrid. I mean, fighting together with Balius, because of course Balius cannot. General Davis is not strong enough to kill hybrids on her own, so you need to help. Now, barrier also provides a lot of protection against fear, because when you have barrier on, they won't get scared, of course. So, okay, this is the stasis trap. Yeah, Oracle is always kind of want to place some stasis traps around. Okay, so this is why Corruptors are also good, because you can piss on the train. Now I don't have enough to kill the train in one go, because when it gets out of piss range, these guys are immobile while pissing, so cannot follow. So I have to wait for its 20-second cooldown, and now I can piss again. And yeah, if I went for ground, like if I went for Hydralisk against this composition, then again Hydralisk don't have a lot of HP, so a lot of them get feared. So that's why I went for Corruptors, and Corruptors skill trains a lot faster than yes. Okay, now I have to go home. Okay, this is just Void Rays. It's pretty good because Void Rays die Igor pretty easily. No Tempest here. No Tempests yet. Tempest will come. Okay, you can see the timer. Now, I don't have time to waste. I have to really do things because timer went down to like 12 or 13 seconds, so I almost lost this game. Now I'm morphing my first Broodlords, and Broodlords can also be teleported while morphing, which is good because I really have to go here. Look at the timer. I'm almost dead, but there is enough parts here to collect. Now you cannot see how much I need because that thing cannot be seen on the replay, but okay, you can hear that General Davis is satisfied, so, and she is rarely satisfied, so that means it's that means I've collected my parts. Okay, now first Tempests come, but Corruptors will take. I didn't use any Yamatos now. I don't want to use Yamatos because I have to play a lot of green zone and you have barrier, and so I want to have these Broodlords well energized to be able to use Lococeptors and the Broodlings. Because you can see that now these Lococeptors and Broodlings are providing extra vision, which is good. They are, of course, providing some food for enemies via life leech, but nothing too hard. And also each of them can get barrier, so this is also a pretty good thing. No, I don't think enemies can actually life leech the barrier, so okay, Barrios is Hybrids is dead. Okay, so this is a really good combination. Like enemy is air, but I added five Broodlords because these Okay, now I'm adding a few more, actually one more because I'm supply blocked. I wanted to add like 2 or 3 more, but okay, now I think my base will yeah, I wanted to collect all these parts before I go home, but okay, now even Gary gets scared a bit. Yeah, Tempest do quite a few damage, so even Gary can get scared because damage it's calculated like okay, I actually forgot. I think I will be able to provide more info in my next video. I kind of forgot the clear math behind fear, but in general, the more damage unit receives, the greater chance of getting scared. Okay, I can see this is actually a lot. Like I have 6 now. Okay, now I'm morphing a lot more. I'll be having okay 12. That's maybe even too many, but I still have 8. How many? Corruptors, well, at least 24, so there's a lot of corruptors can take care of all the attack waves and also all the base guarding air units plus the colossi, of course. So now I don't have time to piss on the buildings. I have to keep my armies together. Okay, so Broodlords, you see Yamato costs 100 energy, which is actually less than normal Yamato. Okay, I mean Rainers, battle users don't use energy, they just a cooldown ability, but normal Yamato I think is 150 versus the Mechalococeptors 50 energy for each. Okay, I mean they are not disposable units is the way the Broodlings are. Broodlings will cost only 5, of course. I mean, they can die, I think, but Broodlings are one-time use units. Okay, now these guys are coming, but I don't care anymore. Okay, I had to kill all of these guys because I couldn't allow Balius to be fighting these things because I was kinda out of time. So I have to fight this hybrid. My base is I even build a hatchery here in case my base gets completely destroyed, which didn't happen, but of course if you lose all the structures in your main and expansion, then you lose. So I build one off hatchery to prevent that from happening, so I can calmly and peacefully fight the hybrid and of course win, and that's it. So Gary still has the most damage done, but yeah, actually Corruptors and Brothers did their job. Without them, of course, you cannot hero solo this. Okay. Gary ability cooldown, stats and bonuses, and structure more freight. My standard master race, which I rarely change. I only use like only use the maximum ego energy pool when I'm using banelings, which is not very often. Okay, so let's see the other statistics. I have to so tired. Actually, I'm glad that I played this before because I'm pretty tired. I don't want to play this now. Don't want to play this now. Okay, let me check the. Okay, and okay, now this is not a fresh game. Okay, let me. This is not. I played some games after, so I have to go back for a few. Come on. Why is it so slow? Okay, this is the game. So you can see more than almost 1300 broodlings produced. I don't know if this is broodlings and Lococeptor together or just broodlings. And you can see, okay, I lost some corruptors. There were Tempest, there were both rays. They do quite a few damage, but you can see I didn't lose Gary, I didn't lose single lord, so I had a pretty comfortable situation in the end, having 36 corruptors and 12 brood lords. So this is a pretty good air army. I believe I also had 3-3 done. Maybe +3 ground for the, because if you use broodlords you always want to get ground melee attack upgrade for the broodlings. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Okay, that's it for this mutation. Perhaps the best commander to solo. I think I will also do Zagara, because Zagara can also be good. Like the her units can be easily scared, but I mean with a big baneling ball, a lot of scourge, I think that will be pretty good. Fighting hybrids might be a little bit tricky, but I think I'm still gonna use Scourge Queen. Have 3 units. Maybe Apex Predator, but with short sighting I think not. I think I'll be using a Scourge Queen. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.